Alright, let's take a look at the most shocking Premier League results from every year dating back to 2002. 2002, Sunderland 2, Liverpool 1. Yes, okay, in the winter of 2002, Liverpool were in the middle of chucking their season in a bin. After starting the campaign unbeaten in 12 games, winning 9 of them and sitting 7 points clear at the top of the league in November, a little like nowadays, the pressure seemingly ate away at their brain tissue, failing to win any of the next 11 league games. By the time they won their next match, it was mid-January and they were sitting halfway down the league. What on earth happened? Anyway, one of their games was a 2-1 reverse at Sunderland, particularly embarrassing considering this was the same side who'd get beaten 27 times that year, setting a record low points total of 19, just at 25 off 17th and safety, and Liverpool still lost them, going down to a late Michael Proctor winner. Hideous stuff. If you told someone that shambles of a side would be champions of Europe within 3 years, you'd tell them to put down the jar of petrol fumes. 2003, Arsenal 2, Leeds 3. The game which ended Arsenal's title challenge. It was the third last game of the season and Arsenal neck and neck with Man United at the top of the league when and lost 3-2 at home to a financially desolate Leeds. They themselves just 1 year of relegation. But yeah, goals from Harry Kewell, Ian Hart and Mark Viduka gave Leeds a 3-2 win, ending their title challenge. I guess Arsenal just had to punish them by battering 13 goals past them the next season, didn't they? 2004, Wolves 1, Man United 0. This was a result which sent shockwaves across England. I still remember. It was January 2004 and Man United were desperately trying to keep up with unbeaten Arsenal. And then they got beaten off the league's bottom club in January. Wolves had already lost 11 games by then. They were sinking out of the top flight without a trace or a fuss. For Christ's sake, they'd been smacked 5-0 down at home to Chelsea. But still, Kenny Miller scores the only goal as they run out winners over Man United. I'm guessing Roy Keane felt like then tearing the likes of David Bellion and Quentin Fortune to wet rubble in the changing room. 2005, West Brom 2, Arsenal 1. I think this was the start of Arsenal melting on the road. Having gone from unbeaten champions, this was the beginning of their pathetic showings away from home, something they're still having trouble with. But yeah, it's nice, pretty football at home, but chuck them on a 3-hour coach to Wigan or West Brom, and Arsenal fans are probably breaking out in cold sweats. This was October 2005. Philippe Senderos gives Arsenal the lead at bottom club West Brom, a side who, oh yes, were heading straight back to the championship, only for Canoe to equalise and Darren Carter to volley home a late winner. Oh dear. 2006, Middlesbrough 3, Chelsea 0. This was Jose Mourinho's heaviest defeat in England at this point. Not only that, it was only his third league defeat at Chelsea, and he'd been there over 18 months. It was February 2006, and being runaway leaders, having lost just one damn game all season, they went and shipped 3 at Middlesbrough without reply. Fabio Rockenbach, Stuart Downing and Yakubu, they absolutely pummeled Chelsea. I'm still not sure what happened that day. 2007, Portsmouth 7, Reading 4. This is only shocking because it was so damn ridiculous. Like seriously, 11 goals in one match? Were the goalies having a day off? Was the defence comprised of inordinate blocks of cheese? Normally you would think Portsmouth v Reading was a thoroughly unappealing game. For God's sake, their last meeting was a goalless draw. But no, 7-4. Benjani scored a hat-trick and then there was 8 other goal scorers. Oh yeah, and a missed penalty. Within 9 months, Portsmouth will be lifting the FA Cup while Reading were relegated. What a mad season for the pair of them. 2008, Middlesbrough 8, Man City 1. This was laughable. The last game of the 07-08 campaign. If this was the lasting memory Sheikh Mansour had of the club, it makes no sense why he decided to invest. It's like chucking your mortgage at a dilapidated house made out of tinfoil and straw. It makes no economic sense. Why invest in a team who just shipped 8 to a team with Alfonso Alves up front? This was a game where City fans arrived with posters designed to keep Sven-Göran Eriksson in a job. By the final whistle, they were probably wondering why they bothered. That was Sven trying to save his job. He might as well have flushed his contract down the toilet. Yes, Richard Dunn was sent off early on, but so what? He used to get sent off about 6 times a season. There is no excuse to concede 8, letting Alfonso Alves score a hat-trick on you. Oh good lord, it was embarrassing. 2009, Wigan 3, Chelsea 1. The 09-10 season was near perfect for Chelsea. They won every round of the FA Cup. They scored over 100 goals and won the league, scoring 5+ goals in a game 7 times. By late September 2009, they'd won all 6 games, top of the league with 18 points, and then 3-1 loss to Wigan. They conceded yet another goal to Titus Bramble for some reason, and then Didier Drogba equalises before Hugo Rodallega scores a penalty and Paul Charner caps it off in the last minute. This was the same Wigan team Chelsea swatted aside by 8 goddamn goals on the final day of the season. Just how? This is the same Wigan team who conceded 79 times that season, including 9 at White Hart Lane. How on earth did they beat Chelsea? 2010, Liverpool 1, Blackpool 2. Blackpool were the king of shocks back in 2010. Winning their first game at Anfield since 1967 was pretty special. The club with the league's lowest wage bill and a championship squad at best were leaving with a 2-1 win. Goals from Charlie Adam and Luke Varney did the trick, leaving Liverpool stuck in the relegation zone after 7 games. Impressive. 2011, Man United 1, Man City 6. Well, this was just mental. Yes, Man City were slowly starting to climb over Man United as top dogs in the city, but 6-1 at Old Trafford? Unprecedented. Yeah, to be fair, United's brain-dead tactics in the final 10 minutes didn't help. Going gung-ho when 3-1 down with 5 minutes left was brave. It was also part lunacy, and City punished them for it in brutal fashion. 2012, Wigan 1, Man United 0. Yeah, another Man United defeat that season. It was April 2012 and Man United were on course to win the league, beat Wigan, and they go 8 points clear with just 5 games left. Except no, Sean Maloney curls home a winner, United lose their first game in 13 and go on to surrender the league title. 2013, Chelsea 0, QPR 1. Rafa Benitez was already finding it hard to endear himself to Chelsea fans. Losing at home to QPR was not going to do it. The Hoops were rock bottom of the league and won one singular game all season long. And yet, here they were on the 2nd of January, leaving with all 3 points at Stamford Bridge. The fact that Sean Wright-Phillips, a Chelsea cast-off barely good enough to line the bench for QPR, was scoring the winner, that was just the final punch in the gut. 2014, Chelsea 6, Arsenal 0. Embarrassing. Utterly embarrassing. Getting spanked by 6 goals against Chelsea. Tell an Arsenal fan back in 2004 that this would soon be a reality, they'd have never believed you. But yeah, I mean, I know Kieran Gibbs was wrongfully sent off for committing the crime of looking like the Ox, but that was still no excuse. Just because your bang average left back gets sent for an early bat, that does not excuse you losing 6-0 to a side with an impotent Fernando Torres up front. Like, come on. 2015, Stoke 6, Liverpool 1. Oh, this was just an utter disgrace. Yeah, fair enough. You've already cocked up Steven Gerrard's last game at Anfield by losing 3-1 home to Crystal Palace. Watching Yannick Bolasie take a dump all over his pitch is hardly a nice leading present. It's like getting spat in the face, which might be an acceptable parting gift from Jamie Carragher, but he'd already retired. Losing 6-1 in Gerrard's last game to Stoke. Half those players should hang their heads in shame. They were 5-0 down at half time to Stoke City. This was a team who competed in a title race 12 months earlier. Poor old Gerrard. I also have my suspicions when looking at the suspect defending that Stoke might have actually let him score out of sheer sympathy. Christ. 2016, Man City 1, Leicester 3. This was the game which made me sit up and take Leicester seriously. It was February 2016, and up until then, I thought their good run of form was cute, but going to die off any minute now. Champions League football was a stretch. Any second, I was expecting them to end up halfway down the league with Jamie Vardy once again resembling a pub player. But oh no, they go to the Etihad, go 3-0 up and move 5 points clear at the top of the league. When you're allowing Robert Huth to score twice, you know weird things are happening. 2017, Chelsea 2, Burnley 3. We should have known from this moment that Chelsea were not going to reclaim their title. It's August 2017 and Chelsea, runaway title winners the previous campaign, get off to the worst possible start, losing 3-2 at home to Burnley. For God's sake, they were 3-0 down at half time. Just mental. 2018, Man City 2, Crystal Palace 3. This was the game which blew the title race wide open. Back in December of last year, Man City lose 3-2 at home to Crystal Palace, featuring an insane wonder goal 30 yards out, courtesy of one Andros Townsend. Sweet revenge for Palace, considering earlier that year, they were a botched last-minute spot kick from winning their unbeaten run. 2019, Norwich 3, Man City 2. Yeah, another 3-2 defeat for Man City. I have a feeling that at the end of the season, when Norwich are comfortably relegated with Timo Pukki not having made a squeak in months, we're going to have a look back at this and think, what on earth happened? At the time, maybe it wasn't quite as shocking, considering Norwich looked a good side, quite dangerous at home, but the reality is they're not, and quite how they managed to emerge as winners in a goal-scoring shootout with Man City, arguably the greatest Premier League side of all time, it's just absolutely mental.